I mean, I really don't even know where to start. I just want to go down. I really just want to go down the list of all of the bad news that we have been hearing about Sony. The portrayals, the lockdown exclusive deals, all of the bad news that we have been hearing about these Decepticons since day one. What have I been telling you guys? You guys do. These Sony fanboys do not listen. They're still trying to defend it. They're still trying to come up with excuses why their beloved Sony is still at the top of the market. Oh, they're the best. They make the best exclusive deals. And now we see why they are the top market leaders. Because they have been doing these shady behind the scene deals that nobody really brought to basically the world attention. Nobody ever brought this to our attention until now. We've been paying attention closely what they have been doing. What have they been doing week in, week out? Almost every other day we hear some more news that, hey man, pay attention to Sony. They're gatekeeping, they're being greedy, grimy, anti-consumer. Okay, this is at $5 billion they have ripped off Sony PlayStation fans for $5 billion. Now you cannot excuse that. I'm sorry. There's no defense. There's no defense for that. I'm sorry. You cannot say that is okay. You cannot say that's okay. I refuse to believe that they're going to try to change my mind and say, okay, well, there's a possibility that was a hiccup or that was a misprint or a mistake, when clearly they upcharge people on services, PlayStation services. I think maybe digital copies and DLCs. I'm hearing DLCs they were overcharging and digital copies that they were overcharging. So I don't know what in the world is going on with these people up there at Sony. The company. I'm not talking about PlayStation. I love PlayStation. Always been a fan of PlayStation. The creators, the AAA bangers. Always been a fan. But I just am not a fan of Sony, the company. I'm not a fan of the greed, the anti-consumer, the backstabbing deals, the exclusive lockdown deals of DLCs, games, titles that IPs that don't even belong to them. They want to lock down everything because they know exclusive games was going to pretty much put them at the top of the market. They knew that. So by them doing that way back in the day, and this is crazy because this have not just started, guys. This been going on for years. What have I told you guys? This have been going on since day one. I have been told you do not trust Sony. You cannot trust Sony, guys. They are not your friend. They don't care about you. All they care about is the money that's in your pocket. Yes, they will give you some AAA bangers here and there, but they're not going to keep dropping like Call of Duty. So Call of Duty is a multi-plat game that drops every year. That's at the top of the charts every single year. So they want that game to stay on PlayStation. But from here, I'm sorry guys, but I think Xbox should pull it and make it exclusive to Xbox. Give Sony a taste of their own medicine and show them how it feels to lock down the game. It still will be on PC. Do them the same way. Tease them a little bit. You see how they're teasing Xbox? Oh, we're going to put it on PC, but we're not going to let it come to Game Pass. We're not going to let it come to Xbox. How about Xbox does that with Call of Duty? Let the game come to PC and Xbox and cloud gaming and tease PlayStation fanboys. Let them see how it feels and have them complaining about why are you stealing IPs that don't belong to you and snatching them from another platform. Let them get a taste of their own medicine so they can see how it feels. Let Xbox do some more exclusive DLC packs and bundle Call of Duty on Xbox Series S and X. Just give them a taste of their own medicine for a change. Let Sony see how it feels to be at the bottom. Let Xbox and Nintendo be at the top and let Sony come in third place in the market leaders. Yeah, how about we do that? You know, because this is their only way. This is really the only way, guys. I'm sorry. This is the only way somebody have to show these little grimy, scheming, low down Decepticons how it feels to be in last place. Like, they really need to feel that, because they're being too cocky and arrogant, and nobody really, it's like it's showing every single day. Every single day is showing how greedy, more money. And now it's like, okay, now they're stepping on their own fan base. How do you step on your own fan base to become more richer, and you're already a $1 billion, $1 trillion corporation company, and you're messing over your own brand? I mean, you're messing over PlayStation brand. Like, really? You're messing over PlayStation brand? Like, you're the diehard fans of PlayStation, of Sony and PlayStation? I'm talking about, you have people that's just a fan of the company and the brand. They just like them. You know what I'm saying? They've been rocking with Sony since day one. They love PS1 all the way into PS5. I don't feel like that is fair. And I feel like it was just time for somebody to step in and do something and bring it to everybody's attention, because everybody always looks at the console wars and the fanboys fighting back and forth. You know, you got Sony ponies, you got Xbox. They over here fighting, fanboys fighting all the time, but nobody really digs deep into why they're fighting. Business, money, greed, both sides. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it all boils down to business, but it's the way that you do your business. See, Microsoft already had a plan back in the day on what, okay, once we get our bag up, we're going to start doing it legit. We're just going to buy it. Sony, they go by, we're going to backdoor, and we're going to do these little grimy little exclusive deals to make it to the top. And we're going to cover it up with dirt so nobody can find out what we're doing. So that's the difference. See, Sony is grimy when they do something. They're scheming. They're like, okay, they're trying to stop us that way, but we already have like 10 more deals behind closed doors that we're working on that they don't know about. So if you stop one deal, they have 9 more to go. So we know we have those AAA bangers. We know we have the recipe to the AAA high quality single player adventure games that everybody loves. We know we have The Last of Us. We know we have God of War. We know we have Spider-Man. We know we have Wolverine on the way. That's the recipe. But at the same time, they're thinking, how can we basically capitalize on that? How can we make double the money? I know, we'll charge an extra 30%. Charge our own fan base you ripped off over tens of millions of people just so you can stay at the top of the market. You're the market leaders. You ripped off your own fan base. You ripped off your own fan base to stay at the top. Really, Sony? Like, are you really proud of this though? You go to Brazil to try to stop Activision Call of Duty deal. You play the victim. You play the victim, and you got your little Sony ponies, those little Decepticons. They're sitting there backing it up. Oh, well, you know, Sony made a mistake and everybody should be forgiven. No, $5 billion, that's a mistake. You ripped off tens of millions of people, hard-working cash, taxpayer money that you pretty much doubled down on. And you just said, you know, we're going to go all in with the greed. Like, we know we can get by with this because we have the recipe to these AAA bangers, but they're ruining their own brand. Sony, the company, is ruining their own brand. Their name is being dragged through the mud right now. Like, this is bad for business, bro. Your shareholders, why do you think when the deal happened, if the shareholders had so much faith in PlayStation, right? When the Activision Call of Duty deal was announced, they lost instantly $20 billion because they don't want to invest in a company that they don't have faith in. without Call of Duty. That's going to lose that 30% that they were going to be getting from Call of Duty if it goes exclusive. Now that 30%, all of that revenue and money automatically go to Xbox and Game Pass. For more AAA bangers like Starfield, Redfall, Gears, Halo, Forzas, Hellblades, Indiana Jones, to pretty much Indiana Jones is going to be competing with Uncharted, stuff like that. Hellblade is going to be competing with pretty much Horizon. So it's like if you see the direction that Xbox is going in, they're going in the direction the right way, and you see the way that Sony is going, is using their own fan base, their greed, their grimy scheming tactics that they've been doing. These Decepticons don't care about you. They will portray their own family for $1. Do you think Sony really will sit down at the table and listen to their fan base and say, hey man, we really have to change the way that we're doing business. We got to stop doing these backdoor deals. We got to stop now locking down Resident Evil, trying to buy Square Enix so we can lock down Final Fantasy. Want to do exclusive DLC deals with only Call of Duty DLC packs come to, Call of Duty. I don't even have so much a problem with that, but I have a problem with a Spider-Man IP being locked down that doesn't belong to you. I feel like that can be an exclusive, timed exclusive, where Spider-Man goes to PlayStation first for like a year or so, a year and a half, and then it comes over to Game Pass and Xbox and PC. I really feel like that right there should be the way that they should go, with a timed exclusive with big IPs like that, because you can kind of compare that to Call of Duty. Like, why would you want Call of Duty to just be on one console, one gaming system like a PC? Why would you just want it to be on Xbox and PC when you can make so much more money with all of the Sony fan base? Even if you were greedy, that's not a good business deal. Even if Microsoft wants to be greedy, which is they say they don't want to break up the gaming community. They're not trying to hurt gaming. They're just trying to build on what they already have. No. Not Uncle Jim over there at this grimy, greedy Sony. He don't want to do that. You get what I'm saying? I don't know who's behind this, but I'm telling you guys, we're going to find out together who is behind all the scheming, all the exclusive lockdown deals. We're going to find out who is behind all of this. That's what we're going to do. We're going to find out because they can only hold it in for so long now, because we're on their trail. But I've been saying day one, man, this ain't right. I from day one, I did not agree with the way they were doing business. A lot of people thought I was coming at PlayStation, and I was like, no, I said I'm coming at Sony because I see they're too anti-consumer. The $70 price tag. Every time you turn around, you got to pay another $70. 70. Oh, we need better quality games. The games are so expensive. The engines that we have to create, the characters, the people the hundreds of people that we have to come in to help design a game, and we have to pay all our employees, and they're making up all these excuses, but they're covering up the real thing that they're charging 30% extra for. And they're ripping people, tens of millions of people off for an extra $1. Like, you're charging people top dollar for these games. Lying, scheming, grimy, dirty Sony. So I just want everybody to realize this is targeted towards Sony, not PlayStation, because I actually feel sorry for PlayStation now. I really do. I feel sorry for the fan base, bro, because they don't deserve a dirty fight. Like, they don't deserve to be getting treated like this, and I think it was time for somebody to step in and say, yeah, we can get back to console wars and fanboy and beefing, but this is just like, it took it to another level, because now you're doing innocent people dirty that don't even deserve to be getting treated like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference between, okay, we're talking about gaming, who is better, what game is better. That's one thing. But when business gets involved and innocent people starting to get ripped off, it just don't it don't make any sense to just let that slide, let that go. You can say, oh, well, I don't agree with you with that. I don't agree with that. That's cool, that's fine. We're all entitled to our own opinion. This is just entertainment for me, so I don't take nothing personal. When some Sony ponies or Sony fanboys come back at me like I'm just targeting PlayStation, it's not even really about targeting PlayStation. It's about targeting Sony, because they don't allow PlayStation to do what they really need to do to grow naturally, instead of scheming and forcing them to be scheming and grimy. They're forcing these creators to keep their job or their job title. They're firing and hiring people. If you're not down with Sony, then it's basically, if you're not down with me, then you're against me. So now you got to lose your job. You're going to get fired. So you have to be with it or against it. So there's no ways really around this whole scheming, grimy, gritty company, because you have to be with them or you're going to lose your job. It's kind of like they're holding you hostage. It's like it's getting to the point where you can't even game anymore. Everything is done became pretty much politics. It's like it's beefing and console wars and fanboys going at it, but we're not really talking about what's really need to be done. Is Sony being gritty and grimy, and they need to be stopped. And if you never stop a person that's that high up, see, somebody had to bring them back down to size, bring them back down to earth, because they feel like they're on another planet. They don't see anybody here. They just feel like, oh, I'm better than you. I'm better than you. We're better than Xbox. We're better than Nintendo. We're better than cloud gaming, PC, whatever. We're the best. Used to be the best. Now you have competition. Now we can get the ball rolling, because Xbox Game Pass is about to be on fire come next year. Nintendo still doing their thing in the cut. They don't even need to get in the whole console war thing. PC is on fire right now. They're bringing everything over. Like, Sony is all about business right now. And I told you they've been betraying PlayStation fans. PlayStation fanboys, they've been portraying y'all a lot. Like, y'all haven't really noticed that, but I was like, did you guys notice that they're bringing everything to PC, bro? Like, y'all don't even have y'all own exclusives anymore. Y'all don't even have a console war to even argue about. Like, because PC have all your games, and that's Xbox brother. So you can't even sit here and say, oh, well, Xbox don't got no games, because everything is finna come to Game Pass, PC, and Xbox Game Pass. They want to stop the Activision deal. It just got cleared. Other countries have cleared the deal, so pretty much this deal is about to go through. So should they make Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox, I'm going to be on the yes side in another 2 years, only because I just want them to teach Sony a lesson, not because I want them to hurt the Sony fans or the Sony fanboys. I'm not cool with trying to hurt another fanboy. I do love the competition. I do love it. It is very entertaining. Going back and forth with people, that's what I do. But I'm not saying that to hurt. I don't want the Sony fans to be like, well, damn, you what you want to get your lick back for Spider-Man? It's not really. I just want Sony to learn a lesson. It's really about, that's the beef here. I want them to learn a lesson, guys. They're not going to learn a lesson if they don't teach them a lesson. You don't go to school just to sit in the back of the classroom and not do your work, or go home and do your homework. When you go to school, you're going to school to learn. So it's time for Xbox and PC to take Sony to school and teach them something. And that's the only way they're going to learn. You have to take something away from them. It's like a little kid in the candy store. You take his lollipop from you. He's going to sit down and listen until you get a lollipop back, right? You're gonna be like, give me that lollipop. You're not listening. You're being bad. You're running through the store. You're acting crazy. Give it. And then they calm down. That's kind of how Sony is, like a little kid. They just kept all these years. Slap on the wrist. Oh, brush it under the rug. Oh, that's just Sony being Sony. Brush it under the rug. Oh, that's just Sony being Sony. Oh, exclusive deals. Lockdown Spider-Man. Oh, that's just Sony being Sony. It just gets to the point where you can't just keep saying that's just Sony being Sony, okay? Now you see, by letting them just be Sony being Sony, letting them get away with all these bad, shady deals, all of these years, now tens of millions of people have got ripped off for billions of dollars. And I'm going to leave it right there, guys, till later on, man. We're going to jump back into this topic. But make sure you guys smash that like, that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you guys can be updated on all of the new latest and greatest news in these gaming streets. Thank you and peace.